Votez Collé! Votez pour Louis! Votez pour Noah!
Guy Code with Rena Osware.
Now, welcome to another episode of The Guy Code with me, as usual, Rena Osware. Now, I assume all you guys are staying safe during this period, keeping clean, keeping sanitized, but nonetheless, we are still on self-development, even if we're under quarantine, under lockdown, whatever it is. We can still self-develop by, taking in content that is meant to help us become better men, and Guy Code is here to provide that kind of content. Now, on this episode, you're going to be talking about why she wants you back, why your ex wants you back. Now, this is a situation that most of you have gone through, especially if you have been on self-development for a while, and you can reach a point where you find out certain people reaching out that you haven't talked to in a while, maybe even years. And this is probably someone that you dated a while back before, you were reached this point of self-development and, in this point probably in your career and your school life or all that. And they just they just reappear out of nowhere and you're surprised. You're like, why is she coming back at this point? And today we're going to discuss some of the reasons why she's coming back and what to do when she reappears and suddenly wants to come back into your life. Should you allow her? Should you, reject her and just cut off completely? Let's get into that now. I think just a few things I want to highlight as basics, just as an introduction actually, before this episode, is that women will come back because, as we have mentioned in earlier episodes, they are hypergamous. They want to associate with success, and probably actually many people, human nature any person wants to be associated with success, a successful person, an organization, a country, whatever. So when you start showing this kind of success, they definitely want to be associated with it. And probably most of you guys have experienced it. I have experienced it myself, and let me just get into my own experience. And there was this girl I was dating about 2-3 years ago, and I think I was a freshman in college, freshman year, and it ended the first semester or something. So I think we were both in freshman year, and something just didn't work out. And just it didn't work out, and we broke up. So I think 1 year and a year and a half later, I find out, I get a certain text from her, like, oh hey, how you doing, all that. And if I would backtrack what was happening in my life the time I got that, the time she reached out to me after a year and a half, was that I was developing myself. I was actually into these arts. I was actually producing content. Still in uni. I think I was in my third year, but I was definitely doing content. Getting my content out there, working for different people, and I think this definitely attracted her. Back and say, what? I think this guy is onto something, and he wants to be part of it. So yeah, she reached out. So the main thing is about the story is actually, how did I respond at that time? At that time, I think I wasn't seeing someone, so I actually kind of tolerated her. You know what I mean? I was like, oh well, I wasn't fully red pill, so I was kind of like, I can forgive her for what she did. We can start over again and all that. And that was my mindset at that moment, because how we broke up, it was very bitterly. She had actually, wasn't faithful to me. That's why we broke up, and she just felt like she wanted to be with someone more exciting. And at that time I had that nice guy mindset, like, oh, you go through a bad boy, you get hurt, and I'm always your shoulder to lean on. And I accepted her back, but only for a short time, because as history shows, she also again got bored, and we just cut off ties again, and we just up until now we hardly rarely talk. I can't remember the last time we actually talked. That was one of them. Now there's another one also who came back fairly recently, a few months back. This was one that we didn't want because she was actually more masculine than me. Probably some of you have actually experienced that, where you find a woman who is more driven by her purpose than you are. And that's one of the things that made us not work out, because I was more into, we need to spend time together, we need to, be together and spend all this time and just work on ourselves, and how she was working on her own career and her own, different hustles, and she was very hardworking. So I think that was the main reason that we did not work out. And she actually reached out about a year after we broke up, and she was like, how you doing? I see you doing a couple of things also. She came in using the strategy of, I want to help you, build yourself or something. And that one, I think I was a little bit more wise, because now, as we were talking after she reached out again, I was more conscious, and I just put her at arm's length. So it reached a point where she just became honest, like, you know what, I'm not getting any younger. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is why you decided to reach out and all that stuff and blah blah blah. So it was very interesting on how, realizing why these two different women were trying to reach out after we had broken up. That was my experience with Access reaching out again. So it was quite interesting, but I didn't fully understand it now. But from what I didn't fully understand it then, rather. But from what I understand now, I can definitely give you solid advice of why this happened. Why one of them came back after, she saw that I was doing something with my life. I was more purpose driven. I was developing myself. And this one who actually came back saying, you know what, I'm not getting any younger, I'm having frustrations finding someone. And she had, these people who actually have an age where they expect to get married, and she was getting closer and closer to that age. In Africa, it's mostly 25. So she was around that age, 25, 26. And I think that's when she's reaching out saying, okay, let me just reach out to all the good guys I thought I knew and just see if we could work something out. But because from what she was telling me she was dealing with outside there, it was a whole frustrating experiences back to back. So that was my experience, guys. But let's just get into a couple of points of why she could be coming back to your life, or why she wants to come back to your life. So number one is that you are now higher value, that you have now developed yourself and shown progress in different areas of your life, probably more than one. Probably you're more fit, you handle your finances better, you're higher in your career, you've developed your career, you're in a higher rank, higher position, you've developed your business or something like that. And they definitely want to be part of that, success story. Just like my experience from the first story I told you guys, is that she came back when she saw that my content was actually coming out and was getting a little bit of publicity, and you're like, okay, this guy is actually working on something, and he's someone I want to be associated with right now. So this could be probably what's your own reason why she wants to come back. She's seeing that you've developed yourself, you've worked on your health, you've worked on your finances, you're in a better position. You're like, you know what, I want to be associated with this kind of success because it will help me, in my future, probably even in her selfish needs, knowing that how women are and their hypergamy. That's number one, that you are now high value and you have developed yourself. Number two reason why she would want to come back is that if you are an alpha, she's tired of the beta male providers and wants some excitement in her life. Now this second point is that if you are a natural alpha, you are naturally had an alpha mentality, and she probably, this is for the guys who always have never had any problem with women and they always come and go, and probably you were like, you know what, at that time you broke up, you just told her you broke up on a note that you weren't ready to be settled down in a full relationship, and she wanted a full relationship and you weren't ready for that, so probably that's why you lost touch and decided to cut off. And she might come back because she misses the kind of excitement you brought into her life. Especially these are for the natural born alphas who just generally have always had a easy time with women. So when you are around each other, you always give her the kind of excitement, that kind of passion and dangerous, aspect in your life. She might want that back, especially if she left you for a better male provider who actually could be providing everything she wants, but is not exciting at all. And probably most of those guys have no personality whatsoever. So this is the second opinion. Second point is that if you are already an alpha, you are natural born alpha mentality, had an easy time with women, she's tired of her beta male provider and wants some excitement in her life, and that excitement is brought about by coming back to you. Number 3 is, if you are a beta male provider, she's coming back to test whether you are the same person and test if she can exploit you once more. Now, probably if you just joined the Red Pill journey a few months ago, a year ago, and the time you broke up with this lady, you were a beta male. You had a beta male mindset, and she was exploiting you for everything: your resources, your time, your attention, your validation. And she wants to come back. She definitely wants to test if you are the same person she left, and to test if she can exploit you the same way she could exploit you. She exploited you in the past. So if you're on this Red Pill journey, definitely you're not the same person you were when you were with her. So she's definitely in for a rude shock, definitely, because if she expects you to be the same kind of simp that you are and just be at her beck and call, then she's in for something else. So this is probably one of the reasons the third reason why she would want to come back to your life to test, is this guy still a simp, and will this guy still be at my beck and call and just worship the ground I walk on, and just provide as he used to when the first time we met. So this is the third point, is that she's just coming to test you. Are you still, do you have a strong frame, or are you still in the weak frame that you had before? Number 4 point is that she's hitting the wall and is no longer the most desired woman, and probably she just wants to settle with someone who is nice. So this is the 4th point, is actually could be one of the reasons who she wants to come back, definitely for women who are hitting the wall, hitting that, for whether it's 25 or 30, and she's no longer as desirable to the alphas. The alphas are now looking for ladies who are younger than her, more prettier than her, just better features in every way, and she no longer has those features. She's no longer, the creme de la creme of all the women. And now, since she can't attract alpha, she has to settle for the best she can actually attract, and probably it's you. Maybe she's just testing if you you're still attracted to her as you were back then. But of course, since you're in this Red Pill journey, you're a high value man, you will not settle for anything less than a high value woman. So this definitely, if she's trying to, she's hitting the wall, she's getting to that 30 point, 25 point, she's feeling, I'm not getting any younger. Let me go through my list of guys who are good to me, but I was just too much riding the casserole to actually appreciate them or something. Let me just go and check back, if they might still be interested in me and I might still have someone in my life. So these are the 4 points why she may want to come back to your life. Now we're going to the second segment of what to do when she tries to come back to your life, when this ex tries to come back to your life, how do you respond to this? Number one is that let everything be on your terms. Everything must be on your terms. Everything should be on your terms, whether you communicate, whether you're supposed to, engage in all your engagements according to your terms, because right now, you're in a better place, you're in a higher place, you know your worth, you're self-developed, you definitely have more options than you did before, and you can afford to actually cut her off completely. So you should work from that angle that, I'm a high value man, I have the upper hand in this situation, so I can use it to my advantage and just deal with her, and any engagement you have with her is at your convenience. You should never actually go out your way to please this kind of lady who's trying to get back, because it will just show that you're still as needy as she left you. But you can't be if you're a true red pill. So everything must be on your terms. If she wants to talk and you're not ready to talk at that time, you leave her on red. You don't have to explain anything. If she wants a favor, is that favor according to your convenience, or what do you want to do with that favor? It's all about you. You never go out of your way to try to please someone or try to show, I'm still a shoulder to lean on, like I had a while back. This is the point of you're still showing that you're the same that you are before, but you can't be. You're a true red pill, you're a high value man, and everything must be on your terms. And since you have a strong frame now, this goes to my second point, is that whole frame and let her seek your validation. Since you're a high value man and you have the upper hand, she's no longer a priority in your life. Your priority is your purpose, and that's your frame. You always hold your frame. If you can't do something, you can't do it. You don't have to explain why, how, what, whatever. You change, you change because you're in a better place. Don't let her shame you for, not being the same person, the same simp you were before. You don't owe her any favors right now. You don't. Your first priority is your purpose, and you're pretty good at it for her to come back and try to still come back to your life. And definitely let her seek your validation. She's saying, oh, I see you're doing good. You're like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm working on myself. Don't try and give compliment back. She's the one who's supposed to be seeking your validation, not you seek hers. Don't try to butter up her and seem like you also interested in having something again. No, you're a high value man, you have better options, and whatever she wants to do, unless it's in your profit, you have something to gain from it and it's worth your while, you cannot engage with it if it's not anything worth your while. Go to number 3 is never pursue her trying to prove that you're worth, you're of higher worth. The most you will do if she wants to probably meet up is saying, oh, we should have coffee sometimes. No, the most you're going to do is get up from your couch and open the door. If she wants to meet you, she will meet you at your terms. If you said, what, I don't want to work out, I don't want to spend money, the most I'm going to do is that you probably buy whatever, some wine or something, you come over to my house and you do what you want to do, because you are the high value man. She's the one seeking your validation. You are the prize. You don't owe her any kind of pursuing, any kind of, oh, let's have a date again. No, you're a high value man, you have options. You don't have to try and seduce her again. Nothing. If she wants to your company, the most you're going to do is allow her into your house where you can do what you want to do, because that is your place. Fourthly and lastly is that when she wants to come back in your life, what you should do is that you should keep developing yourself. Don't suddenly change back. Oh, she was a really great girl, let me try and make this work out again. No, your purpose is what attracted her. Your success in your purpose is what attracted her back. Keep developing your purpose. She will never be a priority again. That ship sailed, and you can't go back from that. Your best things are ahead of you, whether it be women and success, it's ahead of you. So don't ever feel that I should try and make this work again since she's back here. No, you have better options ahead. And actually, if you can, in my view, when she comes back, most of them I actually ignore them completely, keep them at arm's length, let them continue seeing your success. You're already good at what you're doing. you're working on your health, your career, your business, you're doing good and you're reaching greater heights, and you always continue to reach greater heights because you're a high value man, and she's no longer the priority in your life, and you have more options than she does because you're now in a better position in your life. So guys, this is just a couple of things I wanted us to discuss. I hope it helps you in this period. Even in quarantine, I'm still giving you guys content from the manosphere to help us become higher value men. And till next time, guys, we will talk soon.